so like I don't, you, you gotta kind of sort of be kind to nature, if you will. Um, because it's something about having that assurance there that whatever you do is it's not as it seems, and that's comforting. Some people are scared and frightened by it, but I'm not. I'm definitely not willing to shy away from the fact that if you did something and you're normally acting how you are and you put yourself in a certain predicament, then you are in that moment and you can't get anything else but that. And that's not why we shy away from being in nature and knowing why there's a sagacious bird. And, Wiz Khalifa is just like a it guy for how you deal with whatever the current culture is when it comes to dealing with the fact that there is kind of like, he does the hit that he likes, and it's a particular title. If you don't know what the title is, then the title is called Black and Yellow. So Black and Yellow is kind of eye-catching. It's kind of like being out and about, but don't mess with that. Or not knowing how to handle what other people are doing. And so you go out and about and you did what you wanted to have done, even though you have a lagging thought somewhere. Now, you lag for a few reasons. You don't really believe, which is not something that's considered what I want to be around as a business owner and entrepreneur. That's not really my forte. And it's not. And I don't have to sugarcoat it. I don't have to twist nobody's arm to be here or come around. I don't need to be in a place that I'm not meant to be in. And if somebody else has to do that, then they can camouflage themselves if they like. They can camouflage to fit in with the crowd. You can camouflage to fit in with whatever somebody else is thinking about in order so you can feel like you belong there. But your heart is breaking. So if you are so brokenhearted to the point you can't even distinguish between what's black and what's yellow, or why you're in this particular space, then what good are you? Are you any good? No. The true answer is you're not. The answer is a N-O. How important is that simple word? It's a complete sentence, right? That's what we know for saying. And it is. They are right. You're correct when you think that way. If you can't distinguish something, you put yourself in alignment there with being unable to do something. So now you're not really being... If we, we all got our choices. But if you're choosing to be unable to perform in order to recognize what the colors are, why are you here? If I really don't know what the colors are, and you place wherever you may have been for whatever the reasons are, whenever you choose to go ahead on and do those things, and I ask you what the colors are and you lie, is that being helpful? Of course it's not. But if you want to go ahead on and choose to tell the lies that you did anyway, then that's something that you have to read. I'm not going to reap it for you. I don't even like you enough to put myself in harm's way to take a bullet for you. And if I'm supposed to have done that, and you were supposed to have simply answered a question that I had asked whomever, whenever, in an honest answer, and you did or you didn't, you can't get mad. And if you did, you will come across as inauthentic. Everybody loves inauthenticity. So you have to really understand. Now, Black and Yellow is very creative. It really is so just, oh, did you really create that? Oh my God. Everybody wants to see what it is. But how many times have you really realized a creative spirit and the creativity is not for everybody? And when everybody is so accustomed to hoe and go and they doing they want to, they choose to go ahead on and harvest or whatever else, and all of a sudden now you see somebody else over here, but this way you don't see nothing else over that way either, right? But you want everybody to be around. Why? If you're very creative, you create what you want to see. You don't need everybody else to be around you. People may want you to be all over them and fawn at they every little... Oh, you did what? Oh my goodness, you did... Oh, no. God is a God. If I'm telling you the colors is black and yellow, I know you're going to look at them. You don't have a choice. You can't even believe I done made black and yellow. You can't believe it. I done made me or you or nobody else. You can't even deal with how creative that I truly am. You can't. And the truth is, you don't want to. And I'm not going to make you. Why? Because I don't have the patience. My patience is like this big. Thank God myself as a brand, as an owner, entrepreneur, or whatever else is going on taking place with that, myself and Take Triple More as the brand spaces owner, who is this is I, hello. You know, because of having gone through the experiences that I did based off having to raise a child, that has increased patience. But that's the only reason. And it's really just that simple. You think I have time to go through all of the comments day in, day out? I don't have the patience for that. I'll give you another example. Today, I was going to run an errand, and I just see the cars, right? I'm just driving along, and I just see all the cars. I don't have the patience for that. I'm backing up. I'm going slower, slow down. You can go ahead. You can move forward. You can go to the right. You can go to the left. You can go wherever you want to go. I'm not going to stop you. But I'm not going to put myself in jeopardy or anybody else that's around me to please you when you can't drive in a straight line. I'm not going to do that. You're not worth that at this point. So therefore it decreases. And then you have those people who elevates it. You have those people who are so genuine, so sweet, so kind, so humble that you can't help but to say, damn, anything for you. Any damn thing for you. Now, how rare is that? Okay, that's because they are what? Very creative. They get it. They know the colors popping off. They know the colors are eye-catching enough to your ass stare, new line, damn tail, and everything else in between. You don't have a choice. Like my hair. I have hair. Yes, I got hair. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. I could have it gel, weave. I can have braids down to my ass, a weave down to my ass like Nicki Minaj and Anika and everybody else. But my head is where I chose to put it at, not where Anika put it at. That's me. How am I going to be able to tell anybody else authentically what I'm doing if I'm basing everything else off somebody else's business? That ain't got nothing to do with me. Right? And that's not going to change. Nobody can change it for me. If I want to be that way, then that is something that I'll reap. If I don't, I'm going to reap that too. Ain't nobody else going to do it for me. Period. Now I'm going to sip some tea. And we'll go ahead on and get to the rest of the little points. There's not many of them for today. So maybe somebody will be grateful for that. It's something about black tea. And there's no sugar in it. But it's very common. Hey, baby. Now, you got something too? What is that? Yeah, mommy talking on the thing. Mm-hmm. All right, go back. Can you move a little? No. You got to, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Move. Okay, so anyway, our phone is about to die. Salem Black for Twinkles. It's called the bird nest. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. Labria, mommy almost done. And then you can go and do it. But you don't need to be on this camera. And you don't need to be up here either. I know, but give mommy a few minutes. Down. Come on. Go. You can move. But anyway, that's definitely how it goes. So, and you know what? I gotta say, Labria. Okay, I'm gonna have to go somewhere so you can sit down. You're not gonna let mommy move, huh? Okay. Goodness. I mean it. Sit there and don't move nowhere else, okay? Thank you. You can watch if you want. I don't mind, but don't be all over doing nothing else, okay? Okay, thank you. No, that's not yours. And you can't be writing everywhere right now, okay? So don't keep trying it. I mean it. Like that's you can cry, do that if you like, but still, you need to wait, okay? You getting upset? You mad? No. You don't want to watch a show? Nah. No, okay.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay. So anyway, again, so the colors for the glow tick. Okay, so I guess I better just put it on out there now. My daughter's going crazy, and you just got her own beat of a drum. So anyway, so the glow ticket topic tip is not about just, because I mean it's easy to just emulate, right? Like, I don't want us to be that comfortable with one another, though, that all we want to do is emulate. Sometimes you can practice original thoughts, and that's really where you find your creative spirit at. So that's my glow ticket topic tip for the day. Find your way to express your creativity, like the eye-catching thoughts that we have that are black and yellow. That's what we need to do. That's where you can excel, scale, make your business pop, launch, whatever, because you gotten creative. So creativity is where it's at. If you can excel and run your business because you are creative, then that's what you need to do. That's just what you need to do. Oh my goodness, little girl. Here, you done knocked your head off. Girl, go on. Goodness. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much what you have to do. So eye-catching for beauty reasons is definitely what those colors are all about. And I guess Wiz Khalifa was just hip. He just got put on for whatever those reasons were. So kudos to him. You, whatever, ain't nobody else did it like you did. So I definitely make sure that we know that. If you also don't see that and you want to look around in nature, you can always pay attention to snakes. I know Aaliyah loves snakes. I know some people have fears of snakes. Which I'm not a fan of fear. It's a very negative emotion as a motive as why you dislike something. So steer clear of that. And just get into nature again. Nature is very creative. I mean, I hate to say all the tornadoes and all of the houses that's been collapsed and all of the floods and waters. I mean, it's such a creative way to live and go. That's just really what it is. And we are creative entities. We create homes and all the architectures and blueprints. And it's so arty and artistic that it's really eye-catching. We stare at houses. There's an Instagram account that I follow, and they only post houses that are considered love stories of houses. And every single one is beautiful. It's picture perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And that goes to show you how creative we really are. People don't want to accept sometimes that we are creative, especially in the sciences. I don't know what it is with sciences and arts. Science and art people just go blah, blah, blah. And I've seen some people in the science field and niche, and they have extremely different points where they creating things. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's weird, but that's probably how other people see art too. People are looking at art and they have no idea what the whole entire point of art is. So make sure y'all like and subscribe, and I appreciate you all for doing that today as well. If anybody liked the video, thank you for that. Anybody who's watching has something positive to say, thank you for that. So again, I just say that things to say anything that's aesthetically pleasing is definitely going to win. Like, if you are a really big Christmas fan, myself, I love dealing with Christ. I love dealing with Jesus. I love how his whole persona is just extremely positive every single time. It's never a letdown, anything like that. So whenever I see a young lady who's just solely focused on that season, it brings joy to me in my life and what I think about. So that's really why I always want to push that particular kind of content. People don't want to really understand that we can just really have some fun sometimes when we are dealing with, okay, because you're going to get on my last nerve today. And I do not have the time. No, it's not funny, girl. Go ahead on. You're going to have to sit for a second. And you're going to have to sit down. And then you're going to have to learn how to sit without mommy for 2 more seconds. I don't want the phone to die, okay? All right. Okay. So, now that I had that moment taken care of, I have to... because I don't want my phone to die. And it will, that's for sure. Let's do, okay. Okay, alright, so this is going to have to do, if y'all don't want to see this, I will take that part out, and then you can just have some time if you like. Okay, so nonetheless, uh, yeah, but the aesthetic that's really pleasing and creative is also not just dealing with just kind of sort of how you see the homes and houses. And it's sad because some neighborhoods will see they'll be run down. Some places that people will host parties at will be filled to capacity, so you can't even really enjoy it. It's just a failure after failure after failure. And no one's really being held accountable. And I don't really think that's normal. Normalizing how to actually have a space, let's say, that you want to go to, that doesn't require you to feel like I can only go because I've been bribed, is another reason as to steer clear of those type of things, because it is better to avoid it than necessarily get over it. And how are you going to even necessarily get over something if you're dead? I think half of the kids that were in there ended up dying. So you have those issues. And now, you have, and another thing about issues is that, personally speaking, I get sick of having issues. Sometimes I want to have a moment where I can just think of a simple thought and I smile. And it has nothing to do with the issue that somebody else has caused. Like, I'm so for real. And so another thing that I'll suggest y'all do too is especially dealing with Christ. So as Jesus comes around, he has that really happy feeling. And you know how happy we kind of go when something is really going our way, or something's like really cool and we really get a moment and we kind of sort of like, oh wow, okay, well, what's going on with this, or why is this happening the way that it is? And you're like, oh wow, okay, this is probably because of my belief in Christ, or my faith, and something like that has kind of sort of been in the forefront lately, and because of it I've been kind of sort of experiencing more wins and less issues. And so you kind of sort of get that moment there. So eye catching is for beauty reasons, for sure, especially around the holidays when it comes to dealing with Christ's birthday in December. Any year, I don't care what it is, the beauty is unfreaking fathomable. It's so gorgeous, it's so pretty, and that is so rare. How rare is winter? Winter white, and it's so sad because they'll say that our sins will be made whiter than snow when we repent. And yeah, like that's so serious. That's so true. And if anybody's curious about this particular photograph, that young lady is a lady who actually plans and knows quite a bit about the wedding season and wedding lucrativeness of how that particular niche and flow actually goes. So if anybody was curious about that, that's really what that was. And so again, just the simple fact that even a certain season can be really eye-catching. Someone's beauty, the way that they think about things, is also going to be just as eye-catching. Sometimes we can have moments where people do not, and I repeat, they do not. If you just come in and thank you for coming by. I'm Antasia Chappelle Amore. I am the owner of our brand, which is Antasia Chappelle Amore. So I'm the Faces owner brand of it as well, like that. So I am our brand's Faces owner, Antasia Chappelle Amore. So hi, welcome. I'm glad that you all are here. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your time, your likes and your views and your comments and all of those good things. But I'm not a big commenting person. I know some people love to go in the comments. Alexis loves to be in the comments, but I am not a comment section girl and or woman. So I'm always going to prefer to avoid the comments as much as possible as well. So again, thank you for watching. If you are new, subscribe. If you just are returning, hi, welcome, thank you. I'm glad that you are here. So our brand and our channel is all about art and positivity. I wanted to go a little longer today because I was feeling like, and then I'm thinking that we kind of sort of just need to spend a little bit more time together. And so what better way to do this than to actually create the space and the time to do these things. And so I might step away a little bit every now and again. That's probably just to check on our brand Spaces owner's daughter, Satasia. And that's basically really the only reasons why. She's really quiet, so I don't know what Satasia is up to. So in moments of certain things like that, then I'll make sure to check on her. All right, baby. Good job. All right, so I'm back. Hey. And you know what? I was not sure about this background because I was trying to figure out what this was going to be like. And so now I know. That's why I love to have assets. Everybody who don't know what assets is, you know, you're a little behind. And you got to really learn how to utilize some of them because it's really for your own good and for your benefit and those of your audience as well. And so, nonetheless, I'm glad that you all are here. And, you know, I think we are maybe going to do a slight adjusting. And, yeah. All right. So, there's that. All nicely done and adjusted for those few moments there. And, yay. So, nonetheless, okay. I am definitely wanting y'all to make sure that you do those things you like and subscribe to everything else that's going on. And yeah, welcome. I'm glad that you are here. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm glad to have had you. Hopefully everything is going well. And hopefully everything that you need, you walk away with something that's creative. And again, so our glow ticket topic tip for the day was definitely going to have a certain vibe of making sure that you can stay creative, making sure that you actually stay very creative, because it's not easy to maintain your creativity. It's not cut out for everybody. It's not really a competition, even though sometimes, you know, we love a good competition, and then sometimes people can be extremely cutthroat in their competition, and that's not good. That's not what we need to be at. It's not about having competitive spirits. I really believe it's about uplifting one another, and that's really where we need to do more of. That's really what we need to normalize more of a normal behavior, because whenever we are so fixated on actually having a moment where you just always want to bring the other person down, that's all you ever are after, is being so inclined to have somebody else appear less than. That's not what we are here to do. It's really not. And what we are really here to do, so few of us do it. How many of us really do it? So few. So again, I don't say and you know what, when I mean few, I mean count. You got like so little of what takes place. And why is that? It's because everybody is not going to be able to do these things. Everybody is not able to do these things. Like, I'll give you another example. I'm getting ready to go head on out, and I was moving out and about. Our brand space's owner's mother, Bria Sharice Moore, was having a moment, so we had to go and take a second to help out. And by the time we got there and we actually took care of everything, and we're on our way back now at this particular point in time, and I'm going behind and going through and getting ready to go and hop on the highway, boom. Somebody just straight jaywalks right in front of the whole entire 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 11, 12 different lanes. And the whole entire purpose of doing those things was to cause chaos. So now you're around chaotic people. Now, are you in these rooms and they mentioning your name in multi-million-dollar rooms, or is they in the room that you in causing you nothing else besides chaos? You got to make the choice and decision. So either you're going to go ahead on and let them cause the chaos that they be looking to go ahead on and cause, or you not. It's really just as simple as that. And now all of a sudden you want to go head on. And I'll give you the example of what you do. You simply acknowledge that that's what it was that they had chose to have done. And then you go ahead on and politely move on about your business. Now, is it with them? Probably not. And most likely, if you're anything like me, the answer is no. The really simple answer, complete sentence. Was it them that you chose to head on and walk with or not? No. Very simple. Very easy to do. Very quick with it when it comes to dealing how you understand and think about everything else that goes on around you. Because everybody is not for you. Much like how everybody won't acknowledge that the colors black and yellow exist. And just because they are choosing not to acknowledge that they exist, does that really mean that they do or do not exist? It really means that that's their prerogative to do those things. And that, yes, it still does exist. So now you have to keep that and also find that you're going to have to learn how to become more mindful of those things. Now, eye-catching is definitely another doozy, because the colors are so beautiful. They're so very creative. And you really have to, how often have you ever seen black and yellow? I've never really seen black and yellow besides once. A bumblebee is also really covered in those particular colors, which I love. There's something about having a bumblebee, but they really hurt and they really are kind of sort of potent in the way that they can cause pain. And that's a really good thing though, because you don't really want to go around just out swiping at every little thing. Like you don't ever really just know. It's like how we get on Tinder and just swap right all day, long at every single little thing. And then how many stories of the horror moments that we've had that, oh, so and so's missing, oh, so and so slept with a white guy and contracted all kind of issues that takes place with one another because of our inability to wait. And sometimes we get into such a rush that we fail to wait. And by failing to wait, we actually do ourselves a huge disservice. We are so neglectful to ourselves to the point where we won't even, like I said, acknowledge that those colors even exist, even though they're extremely beautiful. Even though looking at those images brings us great pleasure and joy, we will refuse still to not even acknowledge them, even though it's going to benefit us. Even though those colors benefit us, they are of a benefit. They really are beneficial. And that's really where we go wrong at every single time. We never want to acknowledge the true beauty of something because, for one, it's very creative. And the fact that it is so very creative, we choose so many times, more so than not, to destroy them. And how many times that you have had someone who actually just gave props, like, oh, okay, cool, that's very creative, and moved on about your business and felt extremely happy in the end about that type of occurrence that was taking place. That's what puts you on. So the glow ticket topic tip for the day, again, is going to be very simple, okay? Please, okay? I'm going to repeat this again. Please, 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 please. When you find on the tip of your tongue that you're getting ready to say something that's hateful about somebody else's who has been very creative, what I want you to do instead is stop and pause. As a Wayne say, pause just 1 or 2 seconds and think to yourself, what can I do to reverse or say in my mind that's going to allow myself to have some positive self-talk so that I can reverse this thought, and then do it. Okay, so that's our glow ticket topic tip for people, especially dealing with today's day, who are so ready to hate on somebody else's spirit when they get very creative. I really want you to feel that for a few seconds. Just stop what you're doing. That's all you need to do. As soon as you feel the thought getting ready to bubble up and over and out, stop. Just give yourself a few seconds. 1, 2. Figure out what it is that you need to say to yourself. What it is that you need to do to get back in alignment with your positive, creative self that has no desire to hate on somebody for being very creative. And that's what you do. I don't care what it is. Any thought that comes to mind is better than nothing coming to mind whatsoever. Than having no thought of how you can necessarily make amends with your conscience and not go head on and tear somebody else down because they're very creative. And you know what else I remember? Well, before we get into that, like, subscribe, DM for one-on-one coaching. I know sometimes people are just so stuck. They just are just so set and stuck in their ways. And it's really no getting out of it. And that's really where we are right now as a culture. We're stuck in dealing with this way of thinking when it comes with Biden. We've just been stuck in having to figure out how to allow Trump to come in and kind of guide us through our terrors. Like we're stuck in these thinking patterns. And we don't always want to understand that there are new ways of thinking. There are ways that we can build upon thoughts that we've already experienced. But it takes a little bit of strength and courage to do those things. We can't allow ourselves to become lazy nor complacent in order to do those things. That's not going to help us. It doesn't help us. It does not allow us to experience flow. Suzanne, you're not going to keep being in flow when you are so quick to not give someone else their due props for being very creative. You're just not going to do it. No one's going to want to be around you. They're most likely going to isolate you. And how many of us are really geared towards isolation? We so quick to want to puff, give, and pass out another joint, another pill pop, or another OD. instead of simply just stopping for a second, realizing what it is that we've done, and just figuring out how we can not hate and give someone their due props for experiencing their very creative spirit. That's it. That's and what I said was just do it. I mean, when you not focus on how to hate and you thinking of how to give somebody their props, do it. Give them their flowers while they're there. Give them their props while you astound to understand that they are very creative as they are. Get on out there and do it. You can do it. I know that you can do it. You have to choose to do it. The choice to do it is yours. You're not limited by nobody else's thoughts, patterns, or thinking or frame of mind. You're limited by your own thought pattern, thinking, and frame of mind. Nobody else is. So when you see something that's a very creative color, like black and yellow, give them their due props. And it's just better to give than receive. Giving is always better than receiving. Being relied upon is more constructive than constantly feeling like you only are relying on someone else for any and everything that you can think of. All of that. Everything everybody's saying in the chat. All of that. But when you not hone to what somebody else has going on and doing and thinking, the views, the people who say this, and you not all over, you're very consistent about what it is that you think about. Watch how everybody else eventually, sooner or later, whether they choose to or not, will catch up. They will understand. No matter how many lives it takes. No matter how many people got to go and come back and leave and go back around and whatever else it takes. Because that's the law and nature of our universe. All is but a law that cannot err. People can say what they want. People can think what they do. The fact that we're very creative, that is something that's not going to change, like shifting shadows. There's not enough people in this world who really give props to people who are very creative. And you know why that is? I'm thinking this is because of an inability to normalize giving people props for the things that they do that are very creative. Because whenever it's something that's going on that makes us feel like we're being very creative, how many people is really surrounded by you while you're creating something? Is it less or more? It's less, right? Because the changes are a chemical. It's kind of sort of an in reflection of the outer. And as those changes go, you realize that sometimes people have issues with the beauty of black and yellow. I'm not saying that they should, and I'm not saying that they should be offended by anything that's really beautiful, such as the colors of the pattern that you found in black and yellow when they're paired together. I'm not saying that either. But I'm not going to not say that people are going to. But let's focus on the people who actually choose to do these things like Suzanne, and then go ahead on and give those people their due props. I'm so proud of you. Use the goat. Yes, you are. Any other hater come around, tell them you got to go like that. Just dust it off, keep it pushing. Because that takes a really big person. Okay? And if you watching this and you have did it, I want you to clap. Say, yes, I am clapping because I have chosen to applaud myself for model citizen behavior. Top-notch behavior. Top-tier behavior. And I'm grateful. And it shows. So that's why I'm clapping. I'm beautiful. And I got a compliment. Somebody gave me whatever was just due. What? Oh, yes. I don't need to pour up no drink. I don't need to hit nothing else. Just, thank you. And you simply just go and return. You welcome. That's all you got to do. Now, people who have eye-catching for beauty reasons. These particular colors. You know, let's just take a second and bask in it. Beautiful but deadly. Deadly but beautiful. And so let's just take it in. Let's get comfortable with that uncomfortableness. Oh. Let's just kind of jig. Do a quick jug. Get up. Stretch. Ooh. 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 And just have a quick moment. Reflection. Oh. And let's just soak it in. Soaking. Let's imagine we laying by a pool. You see something beautiful, black and yellow, goes by. You don't mess with it. You do not encourage it. You don't even wink at it. You let it go on by and do its God-given natural ability. And that's it. So you ain't got to worry about it coming for you. You ain't got to worry about it coming back for you. You ain't got to worry about another lifetime of it reappearing, reincarnated as Dick, Don, and Jane, my uncle twice removed. You don't need that type of stress. You didn't need that type of stress. That type of stress is not needed. Because you handled them with care. So you reap what you sow. You have to understand, just because something is standing where it is, that makes it no less than you. It makes it no better than you. But it also does not give you any right to treat it with anything less than respect. Because it's something that's so beautiful. And yet it did catch your eye. Otherwise you wouldn't even have seen it over there. But the beauty is really something that is for respectful nature. And whenever you do those things, you really put yourself on for something. What is this, Atasia? Yes, baby. Huh? Hi. Hi. You want mommy to come out with you? No. Okay. You can leave the door open. Come on. Leave it open. Come here. No. Okay. Go. Be careful because I don't want you to move this cord. Mommy was charging her cell phone. So thank you. So yeah, again, you know, you got to really be comfortable with giving people their props, especially people who are very creative. It's not fair and it's not fun to have somebody else constantly feel like you are going to continuously, like how many times have we had to continuously agree with other people just to figure out what it is that we want to have done? It's weird. And that's because the behavior is weird. The way that we act is weird. The way that we choose to show up for one another is weird. That's just how it is. And we're going to have to learn to another. That's just how we're going to have to figure things to come to be where they are. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, because it's not. Anything that's worth having is not going to be easy. Anything else that's not worth having is difficult. And it just is that way. Some things are not meant for everybody. And as quick as we choose to go ahead on and accept that or give everything else that's not for everybody to everybody, then eventually we see the mistaken error in our ways. Now all of a sudden we running around trying to figure out how to right our wrongs, and we only got 24 hours to live and we just can't figure it out. Oh, we just can't figure this out. Lord God, when please talk to me. Oh, my walk, my challenge, my walk is so fierce and fly. Oh, okay. Well, let's hopefully you keep using your legs in the next mid-century or two. This also fly leg walker. Reminds me of the woman of the night. The street walkers. Legs for days. 3 or 4 different baby fathers. At least. And somebody wants to challenge this. Why? That's not worth it. I don't have the energy. I don't have the patience. And that's where everybody is always so attitudey. Oh, what a fucking bitch. What the fuck did you just say? I'm who? Because the last I checked, I said that I was a pretty good and wise wife. And did I really say that I was a fucking bitch? No, I didn't. You said that shit. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Do yourself a favor and keep it that way. Because that's anything but very creative. That's a hateful, spirited, ignorant, incompetent, racist thought and or remark that's done by the majority of the crowds that people find themselves in. You think in rooms where people are speaking of you and multi-million-dollar goddamn